everyone, I hope you are well. So I just thought I'd turn my camera on while I'm working here. A few weeks ago, maybe a week ago, 10 days ago, Carol Laws, I'll link her channel below. Actually, I'll link the actual video. She made this amazing collaged continuous piece of paper that she just then was able to roll up. Actually, I've got a gap there. And so I just sort of sat down before I had to go and pick up Lulu, and I had a bit of time, but not enough time to do anything big. So I sort of started doing one. I had forgotten about it, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to do one of those. And as I've got this huge mess on my table, it's just out of control, lots of scraps to use, I thought I'd get some done. So I thought I'd just turn the camera on while I was doing it, and of course I will link Carol's channel for you, and the video, well, actually just the video where Carol showed it. I think it's your first tutorial, Carol. She does beautiful work, makes beautiful journals. I actually own one of Carol's journals because I'm a journal collector. Actually, don't have any of my own. I need to keep one of my own. I can't say no to people, so that's my problem. That's why I never own one of my own. But yes, Carol makes beautiful journals, and I was lucky enough to get one. Look, I mean, here's my box. Look at this. Now I can get down there. It's my box of stuff that I'm full of, you know, that I'm doing my other project with. So I'm just going to pull it out and use bits and pieces of it. Probably not going to have that much colour, really, am I? Because, well, I might. You never know. So basically, I'll just show you. I mean, I'm on my way on this bit. So basically, I'll show you what you do. I'll put my box over there, out of the way, but I do need to get to it. You put your glue. I don't know if am I on screen. Okay, I'll come over here. It's going to get longer and longer and longer. So basically, Carol was doing some collaging. She was making a journal. Correct me if I'm wrong, Carol. And so these are the book pages I'm using, my glue book. And basically, when you're just attaching book, it's genius idea, Carol. Absolute genius. I love genius ideas. I then go to town on them, don't I? I love them. It's like the Jessica wrap, the collage paper. So yeah, lots of people do those now, and they're calling them masterboards. Anyway, so you just basically, you've got your glue book and you're gluing away, and when you get you just as you go along, you attach another page. You'll see as I go. So and then you just use them as a base, like you would a regular collage piece of paper. Use them as a base, you know, for tags, or they could even be, if they're not too stiff, become journal pages. I've had this floating around for a long time. Why don't I stick a piece of that in there? Did I have any gaps? I don't think, it doesn't really matter. I think I'll glue that one there. So covering over the join, and you just keep on adding pages in the same manner all the way along. So just like that. Oh, and I know what else I haven't worked in for a while is the journal my sister made me. I need to get that going because, look at all the paper in here. Look at this. That's all plain paper though. Here's a piece of Florentine paper that I tend to hoard. I think I'll stick that there, but I want to tear it. I like to have torn edges where I can. So there's some straight edges there, but I figured I'd probably cover them up somehow. So just using up bits and pieces I am. Because I've really got too much stuff and I need to get on and use it. Put that one there. Here's another piece, but see, they're all very plain pieces, aren't they? I'll put that one there. I'll just tear that bit off there where it's straight. I did take a break. Well, I have pre-recorded some of my videos, not all of them, for the journal that I'm making. so I hadn't done a video for a few days, if I'm honest. And then I did my flip through. I took the time because I haven't done my design team projects for any of my lovely teams that I'm on. I'm not on many, but I'm on a couple, and I hadn't done any design team projects whatsoever. So I thought I'd better get a move on, because that's not good form, is it? And so I just got cracking. I just pulled out what I want to use and just got onto it and did it, really. So I've done Tracy's, and I absolutely love it. And now I'm going to work on Amy from Crafty Cat, and then I will need to do a Medieval Mirage, and I still need to start my orders, so I need to get onto that too. It's a bit of a disaster for me, isn't it? I need to get onto the design team stuff, the orders. So I do apologise to anyone who's waiting. I will get cracking. I really will. I promise. I'll get onto it. Put that there. I need to tear it. Where at all possible, I'm tearing. So I'm already going to attach. So basically you're gluing on this page, and it's getting sticky, and by the time it's kind of sticky, you can attach it over here. And I'm using my mat just a little bit because I've got very crooked eyes. I can't see for looking, and I will go crooked. So Madam's at volleyball. I've dropped her off at volleyball. I mean, boy, do they get snippety at this age. I mean, you ask them a question and they just go right off. Like, first of all, I'm talking about 14-year-olds and probably even 13-year-olds. Actually, I found it's worse at 14. But no patience whatsoever with mum. It's just like telling me something, but telling me in a very broken way that I don't really know what she's talking about, and it's kind of, I mean, I know what she's talking about, but it's kind of vague. And so then you say, you ask a question, and she's like, I just told you that, and you're like, but I didn't understand, so I don't understand. You're giving me, bits and pieces of information, and then you get in trouble because you've already been told. Oh my goodness. And so they had to go. Instead of Italian today, they did this thing on bullying, because I don't know what exactly it's referring to, what incidents, but I know on the bus some of Lulu's friends are being bullied by some, I think they're bigger kids, or bigger, like a year older or that sort of thing, and I don't know if it's one of their parents have said something. I always say to Lulu, never be ashamed, or you must always tell us anything that seems odd to you, or if something happens to you or anything like that. You must always tell us. That's what I always tell her, because bad things can happen. Then they can internalize it all and then do terrible things to them. So you know what I'm talking about. So I always want Lulu to know that she can tell us, and she won't, get into trouble, sort of thing, if you know what I mean, to the best of our ability. So they had a thing today about bullying, and they said that some kids had been, that they had been, there'd been a notification about some bullying going on. So I was asking her, and then she said, oh, and they told us. I said, well, what exactly did they tell you? And she said, I just told you. And I said, I said, no, you didn't. And then she said, I said, what exactly did they tell you? Like, what? Because she was saying, oh, these kids had been notified about these kids, and I'm like, but what kids? When, where, how? At school, somewhere else? And she's like, oh, I think it's the ones on the bus. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I said, so what exactly did they say to you? She said, oh, I don't know. And I said, what do you mean you don't know? You mean you didn't listen? And she said, I was tired. And I said to her, because she'd just finished telling me that this teacher was late and then they literally didn't do anything at school all day today. And I said to her, how could you be tired? You didn't do anything all day. And she said, oh, you never say that. Never, guys, never say that to your 14-year-old. She went right off her head at me. So got myself into trouble, I did. But anyway, she did actually listen, because then I said to her, well, don't you think it was something important that you should listen to? Because one day, hopefully not, but you might be in a situation where you are bullied, and you might need to know those things. You should have listened. And so then actually she did listen, because then she told me all these things that they'd said. And I'm like, well, there you go. You did listen then. Anyway, I'm just filling in time. I'm going to put that there, even though it's a triangle. My book's getting sticky. I really do need to attach another piece already. So who knows what I'll do with this. I'll let it dry. Maybe we'll do something with it tomorrow. How about that? And I have to do my 3 in 30 challenge too this week. I haven't done that for a while. I need to get onto that. Lots of things to be done. Let's put some of this here. So I'm just using up, you know, odd bits and pieces and scraps. I didn't realize, like, that's what I was looking for. That's all those plain bits. So they all live in that box there on my table is where they live. On the box on my table. I could put that there, and I quite like it, and I'll stick another piece down. That's what I'll do. And this is quite fragile. Like, you know, it's not that old. It's like in the last century, but it's quite one of those types of papers that cracks really if you fold it. I wasn't really overlapping them necessarily, but I'm going to. I hope I'm on screen, because this thing is long. This is one of those things that's hard to stay on screen. I am on screen good, because I don't want to ruin my track record. I've been doing slightly better than last year. I'll just slide it along. You'll be surprised at how quickly it becomes really long. It's a really great project. Thank you, Carol, for sharing that. I could just stick that on, couldn't I? Because it's all going to get cut up anyway. And then there's lots of little bits here that I need to glue down. I mean, you use these bits you do use them in collaging, but you do end up with so many, you might as well just stick them all down on a page ready to go. That's what I think anyway. Stick that one there. Can have some more of this one. See, I'm just overlapping them. And I will eventually change direction as well. Actually, I might change direction now. I might put that, no, I think I liked it there. Put that down there. Oh, that's a good piece. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? So I hope everybody had a nice weekend. What day is it today? Tuesday. Maybe I'll put the straight edge there. Okay, I need to find a bigger piece. Oh, I haven't got any. Oh, that's a good piece. This is that masking paper. And I think I'll even just put that there, because I can put something else there. I've been looking for this these scraps of masking paper. They're right at the bottom of the box, underneath the huge mess that was on top that I've pulled off the top at the moment. Here's a little piece of Florentine paper that can go right there. I mean, it doesn't really matter when you're doing this, you know, whether it's all coordinating or anything like that, because then you're going to be chopping it up. Just stick that one there. Getting lots of little pieces on here. I need to stick a big piece on, so that way we can move it right along. So let me see, what do I have here? I have this piece here. No. Oh, lots of good stuff in here. This is a good one. I think I'll stick that there, and then I'll be able to attach this piece that's becoming quite sticky. I'd love to know, Carol, how were you storing it, or did you just chop it all up? Because you did start to chop it up in your video, but did you just continue chopping it all up until it was nothing, or did you have something nice and big and roll it onto that and just store it rolled up? But then it would become more rolly, wouldn't it? Then you'd have to you'd have to sort of, excuse me, I made a boo-boo here. You'd have to flatten it under a book or something because it would be a roll. So just sort of, if you want to, if you don't have a mat, you can just sort of lay them next to each other like that, and they should be more or less straight. And stick it down. There we go. What I might do is put that one there. No, maybe I like that one. Like that one like that. I'm probably off screen now. I'll slide it over in a second. I just need to firm it up a little bit. Yeah. Put it there. Okay, it's really, really, really long, guys. I'll show you in a sec. It won't be a super long video because you don't want to watch me glue all this stuff all the time. I'm just looking, I've got more papers over here. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, there's some nice scrapbooking paper. I might need that. Oh, here, this is lovely. Why don't we stick this one down? It's a nice piece. And then, of course, you could do a whole beige section, and that can be the back of tags if you know, you've got a whole lot of beige stuff like I do. I've got very sticky fingers. You see that? I just pick it up like that. Stick that one there. No. Put this one, I think, here, there, that way. I can trim off excess. Oh, I've got this piece as well. No, I'll put that there. Okay, covering up the smoking man. Oh, those are good bits to use up for this project. Of course, if the book page that you're gluing on becomes way too sticky, then you just would, you know, fold it, you know, and use that for a tag, or you just don't keep on gluing on it. And I didn't want to cover up the. No, I don't want to do that. Put it here. Let's put it, I'm going to put it upside down there. That's it. And what else do we have? Got lots of stuff. I want the decorated stuff. I'm doing the decorated stuff right now. Oh. Maybe I don't have as much as what I thought. I have lots of stuff in this basket. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Something with a bit of colour. And let me see. Here's another piece. So these are all bits that are kind of left over from working on my other project. So you get the idea. Put that one there. Just looking for some more. And I've got this. Why don't I tear that off? And I think I'll stick that one down there like that. I'll join the two pages together. Get some glue on there. Goodness knows what this book is about. Cafe, the Science Cafe. That's what's on that. That's what's on that heading. Just going to put it that way. Let's just make sure it's lined up and kind of straight. It doesn't really matter if it's not straight because you'll just trim it. Just trim it. Okay. that piece can go there. Just want to use up my bits. What other bits do I have in here? You can see I'm just flopping out my bits here. No napkin, no. Here's another bit. Here's some more bits. Oh, there's a big bit. Oh, lots of bits here. Lots. I mean, they're good bits. They're not like they're bad bits. Okay. But they're bits all the same. How about that? Actually, I'm not going to put that there like that. I'm going to put it here. I will go over just the join there and put it like that. I'm going to put something else there. Something like that. You do become very gluey doing this job. It's a very gluey job. Okay, oh, I've still got to cover that bit there. Let's go here. This is like all my little bits and pieces here. Maybe I'll use that one. That cover it. Let's see when I tear it. I think this was just a, was like an end paper from the Graphics Fairy. That one. It's not going to quite make it. I'll put it there. Yeah, I will. Because they have been sitting in there for quite a while, all these bits and pieces, so it's a good thing to use them. They're all good bits and pieces. I'll put that one. I mean, don't have to cover up that little patch, but I want to. Put this one here. Make sure I flip it around the other way. So we'll finish off this page and then I'll show you what I've done. Just put that one there. I won't go right to the edge because I do want to continue on. Really sticky fingers. Actually, see, I'd like to put that there, so sorry. I am going to put another page on. I'm going to put it upside down because it doesn't have to have a direction. I can't wait to have a look how long it is now. So we'll just line those up kind of. That's going to hold them together. And then I can patch it. Okay, that's going to go there. Oh, look at those butterflies. I'm going to stick those right. Oh, isn't that pretty? And you might find when you cut them out, you don't even need to do anything to them, except maybe attach a label or a bit of lace or something like that. and I'm going to tear this piece, put that there. So not a very long video. I'm not going to sit here all day and glue in, you know, I just wanted to show you this great idea by Carol in case you hadn't seen it. A lot of you do follow Carol, so you might have seen it, seen her do this. Yeah, so I think I'll end the video here. Let's have a look at what I did. You're not used to quick videos from me, are you? Okay, so this is all still wet, but look how quickly we did all of that. Where did we start? We started over here. We've already done probably nearly 1 meter of thing, and look how long it is now. It's a really fast process. See that? Really cool. So in the next video I will have done some more, and then we can do some stuff with it. How about that? Isn't that cool? So thank you, Carol, for showing us how to do that. I thought that was a fabulous idea, and I'm going to have some fun with that, and I hope everybody else does too. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.